Namaste. I am present here with fourth lesson on the chapter continuity and differentiability. After completing continuity, we are starting today differentiability. In previous class, you studied about derivative of a function. Let us recall that. What is the meaning of derivative? If any given function f x and its derivative at c, what is the meaning of differentiability, or what is derivative of any given function? Say fx is a real function and we want to define derivative of f or the given function at x equal to c, any value of x at equal to c, then this will be given by this limit h tending to 0 f of c plus h minus function of c, the value of function at c divided by h, and we denote it by f prime c. This is called derivative of function at c. Again, if we denote the function with y or y equal to function of x, then derivative of y is denoted by y prime or y dash. It is also denoted by dy by dx, and we read it as derivative of y with respect to x. This is the meaning of derivative. And a function which has a derivative at any point c, then that is called differentiable at a point c. What is the geometrical meaning of this derivative? Say there is a graph for any function. Say this is a graph, or here it is x equal to c. Here is a tangent at this point P, and the slope of this tangent is the value of derivative at x equal to c. The slope at point P gives us the meaning of derivative at x equal to c. I am explaining it further. So this is the curve, or this is a graph, and c is a point here. Now if we draw tangent here, this is the tangent here, say. Not here, it is here now. This is tangent. At x equal to c, the point is P. The slope of tangent, this. Let this be theta. Then the slope will be determined by tangent theta. And it will be equal to, say this is m and this is n. This is a right angle triangle, PMN. The slope here is theta. Then tangent theta will be equal to PM upon PMN. And this will be the value of dy by dx if the function is given by y equal to fx at x equal to c. So this is the geometrical meaning of any derivative. The derivative gives us the slope of tangent at any point of the curve. If it is a particular point, then the slope will be given, or we can have the slope of tangents at several points, or at a general point given by this function. This is only for knowledge. We have to take it this in our mind. Now, we have studied some rules or algebra of derivatives in previous class. We recall them. First of all, we have studied if there are two functions, u and v, are functions of x x. There are two functions u and v. Then derivative of u is denoted by u dash and derivative of v is denoted by v dash, or du by dx and dv by dx. So first, if there are two functions given and the derivative of sum of two functions or difference of two functions is given by if u and v, this is sum of two functions, and we have to find the derivative of these two, sum of these two functions, it will be u dash, sorry, u prime plus v prime. Or if difference is given u minus v, then it will be u dash minus v dash. Simply we can say if we are given sum of two functions or difference of two functions, then the derivative of sum or difference of given functions, two functions, will be equal to the sum or difference of related functions. If we write here, if we differentiate u plus v or u minus v with respect to x, this will be written as in other form, derivative of u with respect to x plus or minus derivative of v with respect to x. This is the first rule. We will apply it later. Second rule. The second rule is called product rule or Leibniz rule. It is for product of two functions. Just say u and v are two functions and it is product of these two functions. If we want to find the derivative of product of two functions, it will be given by first keep the second function as it is, derivative of first into second function plus first into derivative of second function. Listen again, derivative of product of two functions, just say this is first function and this is second function. We find derivative of first function and then multiply this by second function plus first function as it is and derivative of second. And we can write it also dx. This is product rule or Leibniz rule. Now we come to the quotient rule. If u and v are two functions and we have to find the derivative of quotient of u and v, that is u by v, it will be given by derivative of first function into second minus first function as it is, derivative of second, divided by v square, and the value of v is not equal to 0. Because v is 0, then this is meaningless, or it will be not in the form which is differentiable. So this is our quotient rule. We can write it as I am writing here, u by v is equal to du by dx into v minus u into derivative of second function divided by v square. This is the condition here. So these are three rules. We use them frequently and we will use here also these rules. So I am repeating again. The derivative of u by v, first is u, we call first function as u as first and v as second. Derivative of first into second minus first function into derivative of second divided by v square. Now take second point, differentiability and continuity, their mutual relation. How they are dependent, or differentiability depends upon continuity, or continuity how it depends upon differentiability. If any given function is differentiable at any point or in domain, then it is essential that the function must be continuous, or the function will be continuous in domain or at any point. Now, if the given function is continuous at any point C, then it may be differentiable or may not be differentiable. The conclusion is every differentiable function is continuous, but a continuous function may be differentiable or may not be differentiable. Now, for differentiability, this limit must exist. In other words, we say that the function must be continuous. This is the condition for continuity. This is first condition for continuity, because the limit must exist here at x equal to c. And the value of function also must be equal. I am not taking that, but this is the first need, that a function is differentiable. Now, if limit exists, this limit exists, and the value of function at c is equal to this, then it is continuous. And if it is continuous, then may be differentiable or may not be differentiable. So again, this limit exists, then the function is differentiable. In other words, we can say if this limit x tending to c minus function of c minus h minus value of function at c upon minus h is equal to limit x tending to c plus, or from right hand side, this is from left hand side, left hand limit of this function. Now it will be h. If these two are equal, it means this limit exists, and we say that the function is differentiable at x equal to c. So left hand limit as well as right hand limit both must be equal. So this is the condition that a function will be differentiable. I will take the theorem later in next lesson. Today we are introducing the derivative of composite functions. If there is a function and it is function of function, then how we will find derivatives? In previous class we studied some standard derivatives. Derivative of x to power n equal to n x raised to power n minus 1. Again, derivative of sin x equal to cos x, and derivative of cos x equal to minus sin x, and derivative of tangent x sec square x, etc. Now, how can we find derivative of composite functions? I am taking it with an example. Say fx equal to x cube. Then we can find easily the derivative of this function with this formula. If it will be simply, if we denote it by y equal to x cube, then dy by dx, derivative of y with respect to x will be 3 into x raised to power 3 minus 1, that will be simply 3x square. There is no need to do extra efforts. Now if it is not in this form but it is given as function of function, say fx is, the function is 3x plus 2 whole square of 3x plus 2. Now we are taking an example. Let the function be 3x plus 2 whole square. It is function of function. Say this is t, then it is t square. Now, if we want to find derivative of this, we can find this in the way I am following here. Let y equal to 3x plus 2 whole square. Now, what will be y? Simplify this. 3x whole square plus 2 into 3x plus into 2 plus square of 2. Simply using the whole square formula. Now it is 9x square plus 2 into 3 into 2, that is 12x plus 4. Derivative of y with respect to x is will be equal to derivative of this function. Plus 4. Use the sum rule. You will have derivative of 9x square plus derivative of 12x plus derivative of 4, all with respect to x. Now this is constant, so we can write it 9 derivative of x square plus 12 into derivative of x plus derivative of 4 simply. What will be this? This will be 9 into 2 into x raised to power 1 by this formula, x raised to power n derivative of this. N x raised to power n minus 1. 9 into 2x simply, because derivative of this with this formula will be like this, plus 12 into 1 plus 0, because the derivative of constant is always 0. Using this formula we found derivative of x and x square, as here we are getting 2x and 1. Now it is 18x plus 12, and it will be equal to 6 into 2x plus 3x plus 2. If we use the function of function here, and we can write it as t square or any the square of 3x plus 2, taking 3x plus 2 as a function. Let me take this as a function. Or first of all, we are taking composites. Say this will be, if gx is this function 3x plus 2 plus 2. We have taken 3x plus 2 as the function of x and denoted it by g. Now again take another function hx, which is x square. The composite of these two functions, this and this, x will be gx. Now put here 3x plus 2, and what is the function h? X square. So 3x plus 2 square. This is the composite function of these two, h and g. Now what we can do, we will, if we want to find the derivative of this y equal to 3x plus 2 square, this is a function, and square it is also second function. So put here t equal to 3x plus 2, we will have this as t square. Now if we want to find derivative of this y with respect to x, then find derivative of this with respect to t. Now we are taking this function for finding derivative. This is 3x plus 2 whole square. We are given function of x is equal to 3x plus 2 square. This is a composite function. We can understand this in the following way: fx equal to 3 plus 3x plus 2 square. So we can write it as t square. we have written function in terms of t, and t can again be written as where t is equal to 3x plus 2. So 3x to t and t to fx. So this is function of function, and it is a composite function. We can write hx equal to x square for this, and again the second function is gx equal to 3x plus 2. This will be nothing but simply composite of h and g. We write it composite of g with function h for variable x, and this will be given by gx function g. What is function g here? H equal h function h, gx is 3x plus 2. Now what is function h here? X is related to x square here, so we will square it to square. So this is a composite function of two functions h and g, say where function h is given by x square and function g is given by 3x plus 2. So what will be the process of finding derivative of function or composite of two or more than two functions? We will take this way. Let this be equal to t. This is t. Then 3x plus 2 is equal to t. It is t square. First of all, we will find derivative of the function f with respect to t. And then this is a new function. Say, here it will be, we will differentiate this t with respect to x because this is function of x. So, by this, we introduce chain rule. If there is a function y which can be written in the form of y can be written in form of s, and s is again a function of t, and t is again can be written as function of x, then the derivative of y, that is f, with respect to x will be the product of these three derivatives. So here what will we do in practice? We will put 3x plus 2 equal to t. Then what will be our function fx? So y will be equal to 3x plus 2. If we put 3x plus 2 equal to t or t equal to 3x plus 2, then this function will change into t square. Now differentiating both sides with respect to t, we will get derivative of y with respect to t, and this is t square with formula n x raised to power n. Derivative of x raised to power n is given by this, and this is n x raised to power n minus 1. So here the power is 2, so 2 into t raised to power 1, and that is simply 2t. Now what is the differentiation of this function 3x plus 2 with respect to x, that is dt by dx. T is equal to 3x plus 2. So dt by dx, derivative of t with respect to x, three x plus 2. It will be simple. The derivative of x will be 1 because 1 x raised to power 0 gives us 1 and derivative of 2 is 0 because it is constant. So we will have 3 only. Now by chain rule, here we have written y in terms of t and t in terms of x. So say y in terms of t and t in terms of x. So y to x, this is composite functions indication. So y is function of x, we have written y in terms of t and then t in terms of x. So we will have derivative of y with respect to x equal to derivative of y with t and then dt by dx, derivative of t with respect to x. If we put these values here, 2t into 3, that is 60. Now if we put value of t again here, we will have 6 into 3x plus 2. This is what we have obtained in previous solution. So in this way we can find derivative of function or composite of two or more than two functions. Now I am going to solve question number 4 of our exercise 5.2. Differentiate the function sec of tangent of square root of x with respect to x. See here, we start with x. This is function of x. This is one function. We are starting with x. Then there is tangent of this function. Second function is tangent here. And this we denote this as a single term, this function. Then sec is another function. So root x, tangent, secant, and then we reach the original function y. Y is function of sec, sec is function of tangent, tangent is function of x with power 1 by 2. It is in the form of x raised to power n. This is tangent. This is secant. And this is our function f. Say, this is f. We denote it by f. Now, we start from here. Yes. We will start from here and reach y. Now, y will be written in terms of sec. Sec will be written in terms of tan, and tan will be written in terms of x, and x will be written in terms of square root of x. What will be the way? Said we write root x equal to s. Then what will be the value of this? Tangent of root x will be tangent s. And tangent s is written as t equal to tangent s. Then this function sec equal to tangent s. And what is sec t? Y equal to sec t. Now I am arranging it again. Y equal to sec t, then t is equal to sec of tangent s. And what is tangent s? It is s is equal to root x. So this function is composite of three functions, and we will find derivative of these three respectively. Let us start. Fx equal to sec of tangent of square root of x. Let s equal to root x and t equal to tangent s and y equal to sec t. What will happen? Put here value of t, we will get tangent s. Put here value of x, we will get this. So now, first of all, find derivative of y with respect to t. Now, this is the way to arrange this. Now I am writing it in proper way. Again, I am saying we must decide from this x to tangent, tangent to sec, and if we want to find derivative, then we must start with sec. Say y equal to sec of tangent root x. Let y equal to sec t. Then t equal to tangent of root x. Find derivative of this with respect to t, dy by dt equal to sec t and tangent t. By formula, derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. Again, put t equal to tangent s. Then, or we will write it here, then dt by ds will be equal to this will be derivative of tangent is sec square theta, tangent square theta with respect to theta is tangent square theta. So we will have tangent square s. Oh, sorry, sec square s. S. Again, s equal to root x, square root of x. So ds by dt, ds by dx will be equal to derivative of this with respect to x and this will give us 1 by 2 x raised to power 1 by 2 minus 1. That is 1 by 2 into x raised to power minus 1 by 2. It will give us, changing this into positive index, positive power, it will be 1 by 2 root x, because it is positive here, negative here, so in denominator it will be positive, and power 1 by 2 can be written as square root of x. Now, with our chain rule, x, y is function of x, but it is composite function. So first of all, taking t, dy by dt, this is. Now t, what is differentiation of t with respect to s? This is dt by ds. And then third function, s, ds by dt, by chain rule. Derivative y with respect to x, here see derivative of y with respect to x, this is with respect to t, and the differentiation of t with respect to x, and s with respect to x. S is a function of x, and s is equal to what? S is equal to square root of x. And what is t? T is tangent s here. Now we can understand it in simple way. And what is y here? Y is sec t. So sec t, this to this, and this to this, and we reach y directly to x. So this will be right here the values sec t, tan t, tangent t. Then this derivative sec square s, and then this one 1 upon 2 root x. Now it will be sec of value of t. T is tangent s. And what is tangent s? Tangent s is tangent of root x. Into tangent of tangent root x into sec square s. S is what? It is root x. What is this? Third. It is 1 by 2 root x. So it will be simply 1 by 2 root x into sec of tangent square root of x multiplied by tangent of tangent root x into sec square root x. This will be the answer. Listen again. First of all, write fx as function of sec. We can put this as t, sec t. Then this tangent root x as tangent s, and this square root of x as s. This will be the way. We will explain it further by taking some examples, and in next lesson we will again try to understand the chain rule in deeply. Thank you.